What is up, YouTube? It's A&D Anime Reactions. This is Daquan here.
And I'm Alexander.
And today we're watching Windbreaker Season 2, Episode 4. So we got a chance to go through this entire Keel arc where the Bofring group were trying to save one of their pals' friends. And they pretty much got their butts handed to them till the upperclassmen came, really rallied them up, helped them fight off some of the Keel group. And then also really motivated and kind of started mentoring Sakura in a sense. That was all episode 2. Actually seen that growth where Sakura realizes that just being strong enough to punch the biggest, baddest guy in the face is not what a true leader is. True leader is a person who cares about his team, cares about his group, and looks out for the well-being of everyone. And he's starting to kind of come to grips with that and with those emotions. And so the last episode we just saw, episode 3, was more of that kind of like laid back, kind of digest everything that has happened, less action than what we're used to seeing in Windbreaker, where Sakura is still kind of stuck in his head trying to figure out why couldn't I fight at my full power like I normally do. And the Ume basically brings up to him, like, did you kind of like lose your will to fight and weaken a little bit when you saw your friends and your colleagues getting beat up? He's like, the reason that happened is because you care for them. He was like, what? Of course he can't handle that. He starts blushing. He's like, it's not because I care about these people that I can't fight that strong and all those different things like that.
His emotional understanding of his own emotions is so low, it's comical.
And it's funny because like it's kind of real life. Like for me, it took me a while to kind of like reach emotional maturity. It took me going through medical school realistically to kind of get emotional maturity. I always had the logical maturity, but like the emotional maturity, understanding that emotions are real, but they don't dictate reality. So like something can make you feel bad or something can make you feel a certain way, and those emotions are 100% real, but it doesn't mean that reality isn't what it is. And so I think for guys where we usually only experience certain types of emotions, and then we don't always have like a space to kind of talk about them, kind of unpack them in a sense.
Issue.
It definitely is a skill issue, but sometimes you don't have someone to help you practice and push it into a direction that's going to be productive. Mm-hmm. You get people lashing out and people trying to answer questions just with their fists, like you see in Windbreaker. So I think that it's an interesting unpacking and a different way, a lens of looking at what I wouldn't expect in a shonen show. But I don't know, I've been enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. So that last episode, in terms of kind of like seeing Sakura kind of build up some of that emotional maturity, well, he hasn't built up emotional maturity yet, but he's starting to get exposed to like what these emotions are, that they're normal. And I guess as we're starting to see him kind of grapple with that and learn those and use those to like learn positive lessons, become a good, strong leader, that's going to be kind of fun to see.
He's becoming more familiar with his own emotions, and he's learning to recognize them as something that he can. No, I didn't say there's nothing wrong with him. But this is how it is, and that's fine.
I don't even know if he got to that realization yet, but I think that the first thing is just recognition that those are there. Those where those emotions are. Because he's right now, he says like, what was that? Yeah. And so Ume is now telling him what it is, and he's like, now he's kind of like in denial. He's like, I don't have those type of emotions. I'm not a girl.
You didn't say it like that.
That's the way he's kind of coming off of, with the embarrassment and the blushingness. It's coming off as if he thinks that it's kind of being weak. And so I think that's
more to that. Just he doesn't necessarily know how to. Maybe it is weakness. I'm not sure.
For him, he sees it as weakness right now because for him, strength is go beat up the strongest person in the room.
Yeah.
And so now he's learning this whole other side of what that is. He doesn't have that emotional maturity.
Yeah.
So he's learning these things, and he's like, he's in denial. And he's like, this is not what this is. Mm-hmm. He's not accepting of it, even though Ume is like, I know you're going to get it, because like immediately the way that he's kind of like adjusting to being the leader, feeling the weight of that role on his shoulders, mm-hmm. He's going to have to come to grips with that. Like, that's not a sign of weakness, but that is a sign that of the responsibility that he holds. Mm. So I think it's kind of funny watching this because I'm like, to me that seems like a natural teenage male reaction.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny to watch, but also kind of cool to see that they're pushing him to kind of mature in that sense, and that it's not being shown as like weakness where he's going to lose every fight or be seen as weak or being picked on by his peers. Mm-hmm. Which in most cases tend to happen more so in real life compared to what we've seen shonen. But I thought it was a nice touch.
Windbreaker is out of mature shonen.
Yes. And there's one other small thing that we had got clipped on was that there's a guy who's in the Keel group that probably isn't a Keel group. He looks like a Yakuza because all the tattoos he has. He hopped up and started walking out, saying things like the crazy dude who led the Keel group got in his way. But obviously there's a more menacing group on the horizon that the Bofring group might have to deal with. And we don't know too much about them at all. So I think we might get some insight into that group this episode. If not, we'll see, I guess, a little bit later in the series.
Let's see them throw hands with adults.
Yeah, young adults. They're probably not old adults.
That'd be interesting if they were, though.
Hey, we'll see.
I was like, yay!
Yes, let's watch.
Specifically that icon over there.
Yeah, they're like little minions.
Yes.
It's all four of us. Like, okay.
Banana.
If only they were yellow.
One of them is.
They're green. It's green and blue.
Really, the third one is yellow? That
No,
one.
these two are the same colors.
They are?
This is like slightly lighter.
Well, there's a yellow one over there, right?
This is less green, yes.
Yeah. Well, you have better color comprehension than me, so I'll trust you. For now.
For now. We'll see if my mother watches this episode. She's like, I told you you're colorblind. I'm like, I'm not colorblind. You just don't know the colors.
No, I'm the colorblind one.
You're drinking orange juice with open cuts in your mouth?
Shut up! Vitamin C's good for your wounds.
I thought that was for dry skin.
Nah, protein is for wounds.
I called it. Wait, damn it! It was the last one.
Karage.
I'm glad. Hanzai's back to his cheerful self again.
Oh, hey, Nirei. Have you heard from Sakura?
No, he hasn't read any of my messages yet.
Huh.
That's unusual for him. Maybe something's wrong.
Yeah.
I bet he just overslept.
All the way through lunch? It's pretty late to sleep in.
He seemed kind of off after the fight, like something had him down. I'm getting worried.
Then how about we call him?
It's crazy that they never see a teacher.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Is now a good time to talk? Huh?
Sakura, wait! Sakura!
He hung up on me.
No way. What's wrong with him?
If I had to guess, from his voice, it sounds like he's sick. I think he might have caught a cold.
House call time.
Yep.
Now watch them go and baby him.
he's not gonna like
He
it.
went a little overboard.
Exactly.
The whole class is worried about Sakura. All of them were on the verge of coming with us.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's also basically an all boys school. There's no girls in that school.
It's a lot closer than I
Not
realized.
basically, it is an all-boys school.
I figured he'd be much further out. Since he
Intentionally?
moved.
Yeah, it's a boys' school.
Maybe his family got lucky. and
I must have
found a
forgotten
place
that.
for
So we
his
watched season one
No,
together.
it wasn't pointed out yet. It just is a
Find
boys'
out
school.
soon enough.
Oh, it should be right up here.
Oh, it's haunted! Don't even say that!
Hang on. Buildings like that are designed for single residents.
Oh, you're right. What do you think it means?
Capped.
He lives alone. That's what it means.
Broken.
It's unlocked.
You can't do that. It's illegal.
Those are definitely his shoes.
Sakura, are you home?
Yeah, this was definitely horror movie vibes.
We're completely sure that this is his real address, right?
We're coming in.
We can't go inside without permission. That has to be the worst
Mirai?
possible.
Based on what we've seen, Sakura is alone right now. If his illness has left him unable to move, could you live with yourself or something?
Something bad. You mean he could?
Hey! What kind of moron just barges in and starts screaming?
It's you.
Whoopsies.
Sakura!
Hell, why are you here?
We came to visit you, that's all.
Looks like you're in rough shape. Sorry we woke you. Now, back to the futon.
Don't push, I can walk.
Mirai, don't forget the bags.
Coming!
Sakura, are you living in this apartment all by yourself?
Who cares if I am?
Do you need cold medicine? Can we get you some?
No,
Is there anything you want to eat?
I'm not hungry.
You're always hungry, though. I find that pretty hard to believe.
He's sick.
No insults either.
I wonder if he lives like this all by himself. Who in the world is he?
Nire. The bag for Sakura?
Ah, right, I almost forgot. The guys put this together for you.
I kind of wondered where
I'm
does he
really
get
worried about you.
money for
I
rent?
want to make sure you get better soon.
They might give him a favor because he's a Bofring kid.
But if you're living by yourself,
I mean,
just know you can rely on us more.
this is not pause.
That's the same thing I said yesterday.
It's
There it is.
nothing.
But yeah, so it's possible within this like a very delinquent school. You would think they would give like stipends?
I wouldn't expect that at all.
Then where do you think he gets money? That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I'm saying that, but you know that in the town, because they do so much for the town, they give them free food and all those different
Yeah.
things. They probably gave him that space. Like they gave him like a luxury apartment, but like this is space we can spare for right now until you can figure something out.
but he wouldn't have come in here with no place to lodge, unless he's that stupid.
I'd wager that.
You think he just came to school without knowing where to live?
It looks like he only has his one uniform too. Like he didn't come with a whole bunch of clothes or anything. He came with the clothes on his back and the goal to go to Bofring and be the top student there.
Okay, so I guess, but I don't know.
He's very single-minded, so
I know that. Maybe we'll find out because obviously this is being pointed out as peculiar, so it probably is a plot relevant detail. Mm-hmm. And we'll presumably know soon. Huh? Interesting.
I've done this.
That
it's
was-
connected. But
I can deal with it on my own. Just need more sleep. Not a big deal.
Yeah, but that's not.
Nire, we made sure he has everything, and it's rude to overstay our welcome. Let's head back.
But are you?
It's fine. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Don't forget, you can call us if you need anything. Suo! Hang on! Why are we leaving so soon? Aren't you worried about him?
Well, I can't say for sure what he's been through. But seeing that room and how he's acting, it's obvious he's been by himself this whole time.
Then we should go back.
Nire, let's say you got lost, but you could pick one item to help you. What would it be?
This. I'd take a smartphone. I could check my location and see where the roads lead.
Sure. It makes sense that you would choose a phone since you know how to use one.
Yeah, I guess so.
But if someone gave you a smartphone and you didn't know how to use it, that would make things worse, right? In this case, Sakura doesn't know how to use a phone. In fact, he didn't even know they existed until now. And when I say phones, I'm talking about having friends. So for now, we should act normal. Let him save his strength physically and mentally. If he's not at school tomorrow, we'll come back and check on him. Fair?
That makes sense. Thank you for explaining it.
He is so emotionally
If
mature.
that's how he feels. I want to make sure he remembers that we're there. And that he can trust and rely on his friends. We can help him handle whatever he's up against. After all, that was basically the promise I made when I said I would guide him all the way to the top of Furien. I know Sakura is going to forge his own path no matter what. But at least, whenever he's in trouble, I'd like to be there to help him out.
Okay, now it's starting to feel like
Even a little help is better than nothing.
Exposition.
the power of friendship.
Is that Mirai and Suo?
Ooh. Time for harassment.
Yep.
Orange jelly, water bottles.
All the notes written on there. So it's probably
I've
telling the name.
always handled this sort of crap alone. It's always worked out in the end. That's just how it was. But now,
Your body stopped cooperating after you saw your teammates get beaten up, right? 'Cause you care about them. Plain and simple.
give me a break. How can abstract crap like my feelings make it so that my body
See?
can't move?
Oh, right.
What is this? What the hell is it?
It really is baby first emotions.
What? Wait! No, wait!
It's the jump scare music.
Yep.
Some black who's on top.
Here, enjoy. Kangi, you can have as much as you like.
He's actually really sick too. His nose about running.
Hurt yourself.
It's kind of funny how they didn't know what to do, but she just goes and bulldozes and makes him a meal.
Yes.
It goes so that she does have a special place in his heart, and it's like the Boars.
First person you met. I think it's a special thing where you're the first person you actually meet and treats you with hospitality.
Yeah.
So I was like that anchor person for him.
And also brute force hospitality. You will take it regardless.
But it has to be her because, like, remember whenever you saw the last time when he was thinking about, he had to look me in the eye. That's his anchor person.
Yeah,
in
it's
terms
like
of that.
It's. I love that line. Because it keeps showing just how powerful that one sentence was. And I don't know, it just is nice because like I already said it, but it's the anchor. Like he keeps thinking back to it, and every single thing ultimately pours back to that one line. So it just goes to show that. And because that she has that ability, she can almost like drill her way into helping him in other ways.
This may sound kind of sexist, but I think that's part of a feminine nurturing nature. Men can do it too, but I think women are more in tune to it, so they kind of like they get away with it.
Or more socially, it's expected of them, so they're able to do it with less resistance.
Well,
I mean,
me and my
his-
mom in this
specific
situation, yes.
case,
In this specific case, yes. But if I was talking about modern times, me and my mother just had a conversation where it's like, I don't know if I trust most kids with their moms anymore. I really don't. I think I see more caring dads than mothers these days. So yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like it's an expectation because now people wild, and I think equality is in today's time. People will be deadbeat moms and dads, but I think she can't fight like the guys can, especially in this case, in this context with the show. But she's able to use what she can use to kind of like mature him and grow him in a different side of his aspect. So
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, going back to the anchor point, because she has an opening of him. She can sort of keep pushing and
and he's not going to want to fight her.
and her way is also seemingly less non-intrusive, because partially it's like the social expectation that this is who she is. She's a carrier, she helps feed him, she does all of this, and it's always portrayed as incredibly positive, which is like nice. So it's like,
Yeah, I think she feels almost like a big sister to him in a sense.
Yeah, it definitely
Even
does.
though they're about the same age. Well, she's 2 years older because she's like 16, I think.
no, she says she's the same age as him. Remember,
Oh,
I'm the
yeah,
same age as you, dude.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
She definitely has that more mature vibe. To the point where I thought she was 20. I agreed with Sakura. I thought she was 20. But no, she's also a teenager. Why? What's for this? It's for so she can better relate to him here and show show someone who is emotionally mature for his age, and hopefully, I'm not sure she isn't his peer, because she still feels like his superior in essence of just emotion and coaching.
I don't actually feel like superior. I don't think of it in that sense. Like, when I see the interactions.
Not better. I mean, the superior.
No, but I'm saying like I see it in terms of like I consider all siblings to be peers, even if there are age gaps.
Okay.
Because you're within the same generation. Because the generation gap between you and your peers is the fact that your parents is that generation above you. Like for example, me and Jada may be peers, although I'm more mature in many aspects. But as we're growing older, that maturity gap is shortening, lessening, because as we're growing older.
Yeah.
So we're peers, but she still looks to me for more advice because of I've lived even just a few more years longer. I've been in more places.
Yeah.
So I think like, but then she also still called me out on my BS and all the other things like that too. So I still see them as peers, but I still see her almost like a loving older sister.
Okay. She definitely has that older sister vibe, even though she is his age or possibly. But yeah, it's still good scene.
Rex, slow down or you'll hurt yourself. This tracks. You've been living on your own, huh? Not that this place is a whole lot to phone home about, but you could at least put up some curtains. And then again, you don't have much to clean. Are you some kind of minimalist?
Shut the hell up already.
Well, I'm glad to see you have some of your appetite back. I happened to run into Mirai and Suo earlier. Mirai was starting to hyperventilate.
They weren't even supposed to be here.
Where else would they be? Everyone's worried about you. And I heard about your fight yesterday. You can't help yourself, can you? No wonder you've got a fever.
That's not it. Not because of the fight.
Are you still stuck on the whole "I've always been friends, you know my buddy, freezing up on me" thing?
Who talked to you? Hey, you now!
It's so easy to read you. I think this is scary.
This is why I say she reminds me of a sister.
Yeah. This is absolutely sibling energy.
Yes.
Like it's like older brother.
Yep.
It's a great dynamic.
That doesn't mean it's real. I don't need my body changing just because of some dumb feelings.
But it stopped moving. That part's real, right? Whatever the reason is, you can't help it once it happens to you. So, think of a way to work around it.
Around it?
You could delegate so other people can act on your behalf.
That's stupid. I can handle it. This is something personal. Hold up! I was eating that!
Could you have made this? Do you know how? All you have to do is throw it together and put it over a fire. But you need a stove, a pot, and ingredients.
What are you talking?
While you were sleeping earlier, Mirai and Suo dropped these off. And then I made this kangi for you. People acted on your behalf while you rested. Then, when you woke up, you had food and water ready for you.
It's not like I can't buy my own food.
That's not what I'm talking about, and you know it. It doesn't matter if it's a task you can do. When someone else does it for you, you have time to do something else. There's only so many things a single person can do in a day. That's true for all of us.
There's not much I can do for you.
Leadership skills 102.
Yes.
But even if you know that, depending on others or asking for a favor, it can be scary. At least at first.
So now you got the leadership, mentorship from the guys, and you got it from the girl.
And emotional mentorship from the girl.
Okay.
Hey, Kaji. Got company.
Huh? What do you want from me?
Not much. Just to talk.
Okay. About what?
The fight the other day.
What business does a first year have with Kaji?
He's helping out the next gen, like a proper upperclassman.
How about you morons?
I recognize that hair. Guess you must be Sakura. We heard lots
He's
of...
the guy who whooped she's Torin.
Whoa, that's sick!
Congrats! You tamed the beast, Kaji.
Shut up! Kumi, Minamoto, what's up?
Dude, whatever it takes to keep these fools off my tail.
You got it.
Come on.
So what? You want to talk? Yeah, so, back in the fight. It's dumb. But I thought I could deal with all the Keel guys myself. I couldn't have been more wrong. I'm still embarrassed you had to save our asses. I was in my element. I was powerless. I know I have to rely on others. And that trust is part of the game. But what? I see how much you rely on your vice captains. I mean, just now, you gave them jobs.
Delegation, my friend.
Trust anyone outside yourself. Tell me. I need to learn.
Growth.
Exactly.
Look at him asking for help.
Yeah.
Admitting he needs growth.
Hold up a sec.
Hey, you ditching me?
Yeah.
Whoa, what? What are you doing? Huh? Why the roof?
If we're gonna have a conversation, we should have it somewhere high and open.
Huh?
So, you wanna know how I depend on my crew? Easy. There's no way I can do everything myself.
How can you say that out loud? You basically just told me that you're too weak to do your job.
See?
I could never admit
Weakness.
that. Hey, what's your deal?
That's interesting.
I know the type.
What's inside the bottle?
Huh? Coffee? Green tea?
Says so, but the liquid is coffee.
What the hell are
They
you...
say that it's green tea all you want. It's still coffee. Changing the label doesn't change the contents of what's inside.
Of course not. I didn't think it would.
So you get it. You act like not admitting it means it's not true. That's the same as telling me this is green tea when it's clearly coffee. Don't kid yourself. You're one person. You can't do everything alone. You know that you need to rely on your team. But there's a block. You're scared they'll reject you, that they won't trust you back.
What do I have to be scared of? I've already given up on the world. Rejection,
Here it is.
refusal, betrayal. Who cares what other people think? Not me. At least, I didn't think I cared. But they treat me differently. They respect what I can do. Hell, they even put me in charge. Mirei, Suo, Sugiura, and Kiryu. All of them. They think I'm some hero. And I can't live up to their expectations.
Yeah, you can.
They trusted me to be their grade captain. They gave me a job. I can't give it back.
Dun, dun.
Listen, maybe you think your crew sees you as some sort of hero, but based on what I've seen, all those guys can tell you're afraid.
I can promise you I'm not afraid of anything! Even if I'm lost, I wouldn't know!
Stupid easy to read. You snap every time you get scared. Let me break it down for you. You ever see a scared cat? They puff up and start baring their teeth. That's you.
A cat, really?
People say there are ghosts on this rooftop. A kid snuck up at night and saw one there. He thought it was a woman wearing a dress. When he came back to check it out the next day, it was just a plastic bag caught on a shovel.
I bet the kid didn't sleep at all that night, just because he imagined a lame ghost.
Dumb, huh? He imagined the ghost, like you imagine that you let down your team. Unless you've got some secret power, you can't read their minds. Like it or not, they're your friends, even if they see you at a weak moment. Or they see you throwing a fit because you freaked yourself out. They'll still respect you. Those guys won't turn their backs.
Camaraderie.
They chose you to be their captain. They don't like you for what you can do. They like you for who you are. You're just working yourself up. And you're deep enough now that you should realize your teammates aren't going to reject you. If you ask me, you're not giving them a fair look. Trust is a mutual thing. I don't know what happened in your past.
These are some unusually mature
I know,
teenagers. Now, these are thoughts that I had as a teenager, but this was not the norm. But I guess this is why they're the grade captains, though, because you're not hearing it from every person.
Yeah.
Like, they have a glimpse or a sense of it, but the ones who are able to articulate it
And verbalize it.
and verbalize it are the captains or the leaders, which makes sense because those are the skill sets and the knowledge that you need as a leader. But it's just like,
It's biased in the favor that we see the ones who would obviously be predisposed to have these skills as well as being predisposed to train these skills. Because giving lessons is something a leader has to do sometimes. So obviously, he would have practiced, and even just this guy, even if it's just 1 year of experience, that's still. You guarantee he's at least had to talk to at least one or two of his people to just snap them out of their shit. Or maybe they had to snap him out of this shit too.
yep. But there's also not even, I don't even think it's a timing thing either. It's like once you get it, you get it. And if that's your skill set, you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it just shows that, like, for them, because they're fighting all the time, they're in high pressure situations, and so like when literally these people have concussions and things like that, it's kind of life or death. So they have to kind of like pressurize those skill sets and put them into actions right away.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that even if it's only been for a year, but you're on the streets fighting day after day, day after day, day after day, you're being put in crazy situations. It makes sense, right? But I don't know. It gives me like little. My hairs on my arm don't stand up, but like it gives me like chills when I see like these are like really really good lessons. And I wonder if this is really hitting people, or people are actually really watching this and like seeing like these positive.
My heart's just so warm and full right now when I watch these shows. Like, it's why I don't have much to say. It's like just there's not much to add except for like, when we talk about like.
Yeah, I think it's worth it really expounding because like you see it, but you wonder if do people actually get it? Like, do they get the fact that like.
You people watching, you get it. No, but I mean seriously though, if you're sticking around to our videos, watching our long form content, like most people don't do it. Just being honest, their attention span isn't that just developed anymore, unfortunately, due to modern society. So I believe that if you can watch our content, you're at least more predisposed to think about things, or even just. Maybe your focus is just that much better than the average person, so I think you will understand these lessons. Or maybe you already have understood them and they're resonating with you like us. We're not saying that you don't know them. Like, I know that obviously, but it still feels like just so nice to see it in, not, I guess, the person, on the screen, on the TV. And I hope you are liking it too as well.
Yeah, another thing is probably a good time for you to recognize that sometimes I think for many of us, we're usually in our thoughts or we expect people to kind of get these things and resonate with them. It's not resonating with the vast majority. We see people crashing out every day, doing the dumbest things, having children and not leading them and not guiding them and not nurturing them and teaching them these lessons. And sometimes it's just like because it's out of sight, out of mind, because we're just scrolling mindlessly, we're in our phones. But when you're around people and you can impart something positive or impart something that's like thoughtful, or just have good conversations, indulge, right? I think we get so used to like texting people where that's fine, but like having a face-to-face conversation, words, and people can hear your voice, hear the inflections, they can hear sometimes the unsureness, uncertainty, the doubt, or the certainty or the confidence, and those conversations can actually help not only just benefit you where you can like sometimes voice and vent and kind of give things off your chest, or sometimes just bounce ideas off of people, and that helps you kind of better develop your thought process, develop who you are. Because I think that sometimes those conversations are important because sometimes people don't know what's going on the inside.
And sometimes verbal is something can help you understand it.
Yep, and also consolidate and really learn those lessons. Because just like we just saw on the screen, where Sakura thinks just by not admitting things means that people don't know the contents of. Just because you try to relabel it as something doesn't mean the inside is still not what the inside is. And so sometimes, for you, your own sake, you have to verbalize some things that are on the inside so that you can come to grips with it. Not necessarily because other people can see it. Some people can see what's going on with you. But just because you don't admit it, you're thinking that, oh, no one else knows. But sometimes other people know, especially people who care about you. They will know. And then you have to give those other people a shot. I think we can't live life alone. Sometimes it's great seeing the one superhero can handle everything, mop up all of society, clean everything, be the all might of everything. But you can't do everything yourself. I think this right here shows that I don't think we ever will be able to do everything ourselves. This is why we're never supposed to be traveling alone or be solo. We come in pairs. We come in groups. We're communal. We're societal.
Until we become Superman.
Well, until we become Supermen, I hold that. But until then, we need each other.
Sure.
We need our tribes. We need our people. And the only way we can do that is by connecting, reaching out, having those conversations, and being okay sometimes with rejection and sometimes giving the trust that people will sometimes accept you just for who you are, faults and all.
All of the faults.
But yeah, but this right here was a really, again, not a very action-packed show, but episode, but really fun to see that you see this. He's getting just like good input from both the masculine side and also the feminine side, where it's just like it's all really good advice that he needs to kind of like mold him completely around. Even just in terms of like the leadership thing, he learned about, oh yeah, I need to start learning about delegation. Oh, I just saw him do that delegation thing that she told me about. How do you do that? So yeah, so you can get good information, good advice, good insight, great conversation, no matter who the person is.
Good. I understand how you're feeling. So here's my advice.
Sakura!
Sakura! Sakura! Sakura! The love they're showing you is real. Learn to accept it.
That's hard.
I talk too much.
Oh. Hell yeah!
My man, Ume.
He's like, don't ruin this moment. Let them have its moments. It's like, I just love their dynamic too. It's like just the one earnest and how guy that one just like do it. Just pull back a little bit, please. And actually, you can kind of see that in all of the team captains. Like, there was the major one who was super charismatic, who motivates everyone. And they have someone who was behind them who was a little bit more level-headed, who's like, okay, there's something you need to just like edge it back just a teeny bit. This is good. Just pull it a little.
Well, you need the charisma to rally the troops when it's time, and then other times where you need a little bit more seriousness.
A little bit more tact. You have someone else. And that's exactly what delegation is. Like, you have someone who has authority but isn't responsible for rallying everyone around you. To some extent, yes, obviously, but you can leave the major rallying to your superior, who, even then, I feel like they don't consider themselves. I'm pretty sure he doesn't consider himself better than this guy.
No.
But he does, but I'm pretty sure from his end.
Well, this is with all the great captains. I think people in general, we have this tendency to be drawn to charisma.
Yeah.
This is why we pick the leaders that we pick. The people who are able to rally the troops are the ones who are seen as the tippity top, because they're the ones who will usually lead the people into battle. They're the ones who's going to give people, because a lot of times, like, most of things with people, with humans, is just motivation. Are you going to motivate them through pleasure, or are you going to motivate them through fear, or like through like aversion, in a sense? So they're either going to run away from something or run towards something. If you can be that person they run towards, they're going to see you as the top. And that's how we kind of pick CEOs. That's how we pick presidents. That's how we pick, like, even when we think of like university structures, people with charisma are the people at the top because they're able to draw a lot of people to see their vision, and that draws dollars. Same thing with CEOs. Same way with, like, I think even down to like sports teams, and then smaller groups. Like, you can get that person to kind of like feel your passion and feel that charisma, that's why they're seen at the top. Now, do they see themselves? Yeah. So even though they don't see themselves that way, they just see themselves as another group of like skills. But they're like, well, I'll play my role, and then hopefully the other people will do the rest. And so yes, I think it's I don't know, it's fun. I think it's nice seeing that played out in a very, like I said, this was very unexpected. I wouldn't expect this inside of a, like you said, it seemed like a delinquent series.
It is a delinquent series. It's just like incredibly emotionally intelligent delinquent series.
So yeah, so I think it's a very fun.
It's like saying it's a sports anime can still be very emotionally intelligent. It isn't, but doesn't mean it can't. This is a delinquent show. This happens to also be really good emotional stuff.
Kaji! Knock it off! Both of you guys have grown so much! Sorry, we didn't come up here intending to eavesdrop. Because you're starting to sound a whole lot like my man Hiragi. Since you guys were...
There's a Sakura.
Yep.
But I don't.
The emotional immatureness comes back out. You go back down to your base settings.
But it just goes to show that even if that is who you are, if you can put it away for the time being, that's fine. Like, no one's perfect.
Yep. And like I said, this seems to be like a very normal.
And also, he is a very emotional, safe person to punch in this regard.
Yes.
Anyone else, it'd be an issue, but him is like.
Yeah, but then also, like I said, like whatever I've seen from the observations, where I guess you didn't catch that first, but like how Sakura's seeing things. The reason why I understand that is because like I come from a very like stereotypical like conservative background, where it's just like I've observed enough people. I've seen like hundreds, if not thousands, of people, toxic side and not so toxic side, interact with like these tropes, these social norms, these like the growth in terms of like puberty, how that kind of approaches and like those interactions. I'm just like, I've seen that exact like trope before, not necessarily like in TV or anime, but just like in just real life. How guys tend like most of the time whenever I would see like some of my older cousins back in the day when I was younger, like interact with each other, their main result was like once they get super riled up, it's like they don't know what else to say, they would just fight. They would just like just for whatever reason they would just fight. And then like all my female cousins and stuff like that, they wouldn't. Now some of them were rowdier than others. Some of them would fight like the dudes. And if you got them really mad, they might cut you. But for the most part, they might like spread gossip, spread rumors. But like for the most part, they'll kind of try to rile things down. And so seeing these like interplays, how to play and play tactful and play well, it doesn't make one side seem worse than the other, one side seem weaker than the other. You can get wisdom from both sides. You can see how those lead into better qualities. I'm just like, this is nice to see.
Yeah, it is very nice to see. I was just commenting that he is one of the same people to plug.
Yes.
Safe outlets for this is a safe outlet for violence, in that you can punch him and it'll be fine.
It's like almost like how you say with family, like you can fight your family and come back together, but you can't beat up my family member. Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
You're like, that's my brother. You can I can punch him. If you punch him, we got a problem.
If you punch him, we're both punching you.
Yes. we're both. You would get both of these hands.
All four of them.
Yep.
Yeah, you had that one coming.
Sakura's so confused.
Little Kashi sure has grown up. That was a solid punch. I would have liked to see him kick you too. Sakura, what did you think of Kaji's advice? There's tons of stuff I can't do, and a lot of the stuff I like doing comes off dorky. But that doesn't scare me. I know everyone here will accept me even if I'm not Mr. Tough Guy 24/7. We've got plenty of tough guys. That's why I like to take on the kind of tasks that a lot of other people can't. Most folks think that they're boring, but I love them. We all have our strengths. Rely on your friends to find theirs, and forgive them when they miss the mark. They'll do the same. Don't worry so much. Believe in Kaji, and believe in your crew. Go all out. They've got your back.
I think most of the people on YouTube need to watch the series because the amount of toxicity that's coming from both sides. I'm like, they just need to learn, like, yes, it gets clicks, but I'm like, people need to go back to the basis, understanding that life will be so much easier if you just look at your strengths, you lean on your strengths. People point out your weaknesses and say, hey, that's my weakness. I'm fine with it. I have people in my circle that want to make up for those weaknesses, and I forgive them when they miss the mark.
That's the title of this episode. You need to watch this. Or YouTube needs to watch this.
Yes, YouTube needs to watch this.
You heard it here first.
I'll pick the scene too with just his eyes.
Do is look the man in the eye. Like I was the one to talk.
So please, do the same. Look up and face us.
There she is again.
I'm impressed. Kaji never struck me as the mentor type.
Yeah, you made him a great
Do
captain.
you like helping out the new guys?
I guess. Come on. Have a seat.
Fine, but why are we up here?
That's easy. If we're gonna have a conversation,
Aw.
have it somewhere.
Each one teach one.
Yeah. Ooh, is there more? I think so.
Looks like it. Maybe just like a little skit at the end.
Yeah, we'll see. Hold on.
Man, I just love seeing the guys learn from each
Okay,
other.
let's hear it.
I bet they could have learned even more if you didn't butt in.
Today's a special day. We should celebrate with a party. I'll go make a quick announcement to the whole school.
Stop it! What exactly are you planning to get on there and say?
Huh? I want to spread the good news. 2 of our babies are growing up.
You better not do that. Kaji will stress eat himself into a new set of teeth.
There isn't anything for him to be embarrassed about. Today was just the best.
That was such a great episode.
Yeah.
Wasn't a lot of fighting. There was that one punch at the end.
That was the bite.
That was the fight. No, the action for the episode. A punch and run.
Yeah.
That was such a good episode. Oh my goodness. I think I probably can't harp on this enough. I think this was one of the best feel-good shows of the season. I forgot how feel-good it was because it's been a while since I've seen season
Yeah,
one.
I remember watching it. I'm just so, like, warm and fuzzy the entire show.
Well, yeah, because you watched it more recently than I had
Yeah.
because you didn't get a chance to finish it. But
I marathoned it.
yeah, so I kind of miss I did marathon. We probably should have just recorded when we're watching season 1 too, and put out 2 episodes at a time.
No. Too much.
I don't know. You guys let us know if you would have liked to see that because I see other creators do 2 episodes at a time. I think it would have been worth it. It's a lot of fun. It's a great show. So, but yeah, I think a place in a world now where we have so much negativity filling our feeds because those are clickable ones. This right here is a great pick me up, and just seeing like how you can take sometimes chaotic situations and take really good lessons out of them.
Anyway, you like this episode? Give us a fist icon in the chat. In the comments. Go,
Yes.
Fist. Fist bump us. Or arm thing.
Yes, be strong, not just physically strong, mentally and emotionally strong.
Yes. So, brain, then thing.
Yes.
Emotional gang or muscle gang? Choose in the comments now.
Yes, and while you're down there, don't forget to like or comment or subscribe. I want to point right here. So yeah.
Down.
Yep. And as always, we love hanging out with you guys. And if you guys want to support us even more, down below is our Patreon. Gives you access to our Discord. That will give you access to us while we're doing these recording sessions, so we can have some one-on-one interactions, some actual direct real-time responses. And I think that's all that I have to say for this.
I guess so.
Yeah, so with that, until the next hangout session, see you next time.
Well,